Hello everybody and welcome back to LMM, and if you're enjoying what you're seeing on the channel at the moment, how about giving this video a like and maybe subscribing to the channel to help us grow, and perhaps even check out our Patreon. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking, and that's, Lawrie, where's our videos? LMM has put out nothing this week, and we're expecting to see stuff, including stuff from the weekend of LMM Fest. And I have a very good excuse for that, and that is, I am so very tired. I am absolutely knackered. I am exhausted. I am plumb tuckered. The tank is very much on empty. And for those of you who know me, and for those of you who've been watching the channel for some time, you'll probably know that I have been tired for quite some time. Trying to run a YouTube channel isn't an easy thing, and although I have a good group of people around me who help shooting videos, who edit the odd video and are there to support me, the day-to-day running of the channel falls down to me. And it normally, with making videos, planning future events, and trying to film and look after my fleet and other things that I'm working on behind the scenes that eventually come onto the channel, I normally sink about 70 hours a week into running LMM. And this is something that is now really started to catch up with me. I have been tired, like really tired, all this year. And it's a downward spiral. Because I'm tired, I'm not as alert, I'm not as good at editing. So a video that should have taken me a day to edit ends up taking a day and a half or 2 days. And then because it's taken extra time, I then have to sacrifice something else, which is normally the limited amount of time off that I did have to try and catch up with what I've missed. And then because I'm tired, the next video will take longer because I'm still tired. And lots of you will think that being a YouTuber is easy. You'll think making videos is easy, and it's really not. Trying to make a good video, trying to make a story out of what you filmed, like throwing a load of clips together doesn't make a video. You've got to take your viewer on a journey. There's got to be something that happens. So you've got to work out how we start, where we go with that footage, and then where it ends up. And even if there's no real point to it all, there's still got to be some kind of journey. And sometimes, like in Lawrie Goes Loco, they're very structured. We shot an opening, we shot a history, we shot a prep, we shot a driving, we shot an ending, and it all then comes together. Sometimes though, there's a load of footage which you've got to then craft a story. So every week, twice, I'm creating a story. It's a creative job of trying to make everything come together for something for you guys to watch. And that is frankly mentally draining, trying to come up with that. It's very tiring, and sometimes stuff just won't go together how you saw it, or there'll have been a mistake, or something didn't get shot that you needed, and it just stops you in your tracks as you're trying to work out how to fix it. And it is all just tiring, and I appreciate for some of you who have outside jobs and labouring jobs that this sounds rather pathetic, but it is quite hard work. And frankly, I've been finding it harder and harder as I've travelled further and further down this spiral of working late. In fact, many videos throughout this year, I've worked all night to get those finished so they would come out in their regular slot, or at least only a day late, which then means that you're knackered for whatever you're meant to be doing the next day, which means if you're trying to edit, you won't be as effective, or if you're going to film something, you won't be as effective, or if you're going to try to go up to the shed to do one of my famous 5-minute jobs, you'll end up being there till past midnight because you're just not as good as you should be. And because I have so many things going on and so many offers of things to do, which I normally say yes to because frankly, I'm an enthusiast. I love the stuff that I show on the channel, and the more stuff I get offered, the more stuff I want to go and do because I want to do it and I want to be able to showcase it to you guys. Means that I don't really get any downtime. I don't get any time to just shut down and relax. And because everything I do, I want to show to you guys on the channel, it means that if I want to get the model railway stuff out and fix something, I could film this because that'll make good content. Which means I have a real problem of actually shutting down and not doing anything because I've always got so much to do. I've got so many videos I need to edit to show off the people and places that I've been and worked at, that if I'm not working, I feel guilty that I'm taking time off. And if I'm doing something that I normally enjoy, like model railways, I feel like I could film this and monetize it, but it feels like a wasted opportunity not to. And this all kind of results in this very large amount of tiredness that I'm feeling because I don't get that chance to catch up. I don't ever stop long enough to catch up because I feel guilty, because I always have stuff to do. And because I enjoy so much of it, I want to go and do more of it, and then I want to go and film more of it, and I want to show off more of it. And it just spirals into what we see now, which is on the Monday after LMM Fest, when everybody had gone home and everything was backing it in the shed or packed away, I couldn't get out of bed until about midday, where I rolled out of bed and got to the sofa, and that's about all that I managed. I did go and sit at the computer and try to edit, and I managed to edit in an afternoon about 3 minutes of footage that should have taken me maybe an hour to edit. Because that's it. I'm struggling with my concentration, I'm struggling with my motivation, thinking of I want to edit, but I sit down at the computer and I just can't do it. It just doesn't hold my attention, and I'm just not effective. So that's a problem. So this week, realising that I had actually burnt the candles at both ends, in fact, burnt the entire candle to a crisp, I've decided to have some time off and just do nothing. Not boot the computer, not look at emails, maybe go onto the Discord a little bit, but just take some time off and sit and do absolutely nothing. Now, when I say nothing, well, that's a slight exaggeration, because next door to me here, I've set up the TT, because I love TT, and it's a lovely thing to set up in the garden on this nice chunky A-track. So I'm just going to ask that to nicely... There we go. It's sad that I've been so busy that I've not even had time to set up an oval of track and just run trains around. And frankly, just setting up a vintage set that was discontinued sometime in the 60s, because this is trialling TT, not the new Hornby TT 120, different stuff. But just firing up a railway and running it is just glorious and wonderful for one's mental health, which was the latter part of this video. I wanted to warn you guys not to do what I've done and run yourself so ragged that getting out of bed in the morning is a challenge. To identify when you're feeling tired and to be able to take a step away from what you're doing and realise that we all do need to have a break, and sometimes just set up a tiny toy railway and play trains, because that's a wonderful thing to do, is to run a locomotive and play trains. And it's great for one's mental health to just play trains and watch something chug around. There's no points, there's no operation, it's just watching a tiny little locomotive run around in circles. And it brings me so much joy, and it's so relaxing, and it's so good for my mental health. So it's to say to you guys to do the same. Take a break, play tiny toy trains, and don't run yourself ragged. There's always another day, and I appreciate that this is the pot calling the kettle black, or whatever the expression is, because I make all these mistakes all the time. I work too hard, I push myself too much, and I don't acknowledge the signs that I'm tired. But sometimes we really do. So hopefully, for me, having a week off will be enough to get me going again, so I can get a couple of edits out and try and manage my time a bit better and not be so far behind. Because, as mentioned, if I don't make videos, I don't get paid, and if I don't get paid, everything kind of goes to pot. So there's always that stress on top of it, that you need to put the videos out because you need to get paid. And if you don't put the videos out, you don't get paid. In fact, just submitting the videos this week and last week, as I was getting everything ready for LMM Fest, has cost me in the region of £500, £600, £700 so far this month. My earnings are down because I haven't put those videos out, which is a huge problem for me. And again, it's another one of those that's always in the back of your mind that you've got to get the videos out because you've got to get paid. And if you lose that much money, things start becoming a little bit difficult. So don't make the same mistakes I do. Make sure you have a rest, play model railway stuff, and hopefully next week regular content will continue. It's going to kick off with the movement of the 165 going to its new home. Then, depending on what I do over the weekend, if there's something I want to go do but I honestly don't know if I'm going to be able to get there, it will be that or LMM Fest. Then it's going to be Lawrie Goes Loco, and then it will be LMM Fest if it's not already come out. There's also on Sunday a heavy load being moved from Ipswich up to Ely, I think, or yeah, that's it, which is I think a 300-ton transformer, and I really want to go film that. So that's another one that might appear on the channel. So with that, I'm sorry for not putting the content out. Things should be back to normal next week. And I know all of you guys will probably be saying in the comments, oh, don't worry, we'll still be here. And I really do appreciate that, and the fact you're not all despairing because there's been no videos. But I do kind of need the money as well, so I do need to get them out. So it's that kind of repeated pressure of You want to get the channel growing, you want to get the money coming in, you want to be able to actually keep videos going. So that's it. Look after yourselves as well, guys, and just if you've got a friend or somebody you know is working too hard, try and talk to them, and they'll probably do the same as me and go, well, I'm sorry, I don't have time, I've got to get this done. But just try and help out, and so that they don't completely burn out, because it's a horrible sensation to have something that you love so much and not really have the motivation or the inclination to face it, to do anything with it. I mean, just setting this up was hard, mostly because this garden is not level, but just getting this to work was stressful enough, and having the motivation to just go and find some bits to raise and level stuff, enough to almost scupper the whole plan of running trains, which I'm now very glad I've done, because that running round is just, it's glorious. Love TT. Also love the fact that the Triang made a Merchant Navy, and then Hornby didn't make a Merchant Navy until a few years ago, and then made a big song and dance about the first time they've done a Merchant Navy. It's there. But there we go. Regular content will continue. Don't worry about me, I'm fine, or at least will be after this week's over and done with. And thank you for your patience. And of course, do go check on your mates and look after your friends if you've seen them in a similar thing, working too hard, not having enough off time, and because eventually it will bite you in the back. And like, it's fair to say that if I hadn't done this, if I hadn't pushed so hard, LMM wouldn't be where it is. Like, it has been a constant fight. And I don't think with YouTube it ever kind of like relaxes off, and you don't have to push hard. You've always got to push hard for the next milestone, to grow the channel, to do better, to do bigger and better things. But I just need a breather. I'm not going away for a long time. I just need a breather. So that's it. That's why there's been no videos. I'm going to go to bed at like 8 o'clock again tonight and sleep through to about 8 o'clock in the morning, and then not get up until like 10 o'clock, because I just need this. And then hopefully it will all be back to normal. But with that, that's it. That's my excuse. Sorry, stuff will happen again. And for the rest of you, get a train set out. Not necessarily model railway, just get a train set out, like toy train set, run it in the garden, and just enjoy doing nothing and relax watching tiny trains. So, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry it's a bit of a rambly video, and normal content will continue next week. Ta-ra! I hope you have enjoyed this one. I don't know. How about clicking somewhere over there for TT and somewhere over there for my talk on mental health? Because I suppose there's a bit of a mental health issue of have a break. And that. Just going to watch the trains. Ta-ra!